A very good morning to everyone, and very good morning to you, Bhatia.
A very good morning to you, Jennifer. And welcome everyone to the celebration of the 80th anniversary of University of Peradeniya. To begin the proceedings, let us commence the event with the ceremonial garlanding of Sir Ivor Jennings, the founding member and the very first Vice Chancellor of our alma mater.
The act symbolizes the enduring legacy of his wisdom, inspiring all present to embark on a journey of intellectual exploration and growth. Hence, the Vice Chancellor, Professor M.D. Lamavansa, will now garland the statue of Sir Ivor Jennings to commence the event.
Oh.
Planting a tree stands as a powerful symbol representing hope, growth, and sustainability. As the sapling took root in the earth, it embodied the collective commitment to nurturing a greener future. Thus, to protect and preserve the environment for the future generation, the Vice Chancellor, Professor M. D. Lamavansa, will now plant a tree as a tangible reminder of our responsibility. And now you can witness this ceremony on the big screen, which is live fed with the help of our technicians.
So,
vibrant parade, the esteemed Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Deans and Council members, the Directors, the Registrar, the Librarian and the Bursar are gracefully approaching the gathering. Adorned in academic regalia, their presence commanded respect and anticipation, signaling the imminent commencement of a momentous occasion.
Once again, a very good morning to all of you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and pleasure that we welcome you to the 80th anniversary of the University of Peradeniya. We are thrilled to invite you to a day filled with exploration, inspiration, and endless possibilities.
As we gather here today to celebrate our 80th anniversary, we are honored to have esteemed individuals among us who have made significant contributions in their respective fields. We extend a special invitation to our esteemed guests who have graciously agreed to join us on this special day. We are truly privileged to have our esteemed guests whose exceptional achievements have illuminated our society.
So, we cordially invite the chief guest, Professor G.H. Pires, the Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, the Vice Chancellor, Professor M.D. Lamavansa, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor T. Madhujit, the former Vice Chancellor, Professor H. Abegunawardana, and I invite the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Sarath Kodituaku, representing all 9 faculties. Representing all postgraduate directors, I invite Professor Peter Weller, Director, Postgraduate Institute of Science. Representing all the council members, I invite Professor Cyril Vijayasundara, the Registrar, Mr. E.M.G.M.B. Ekanayaka, the Bursar, Mr. A.M.B. Arampath, the Librarian, Mr. R. Maheshwaran, the President of the Alumni Association, Professor Rupika Rajakaruna, the Senior Most Academic Staff Member, Professor W.M.S.B. Veerakorn, the Most Senior Non-Academic Staff Member, Mr. A.M. Gunaratna Banda. Representing the Peradeniya Students' Union, I invite Mr. Rajitha Malalasekara, and to represent the foreign chapter alumni, Mr. Satyavadi Rajapaksha, Dr. Samit Buddhika, the coordinator of the 80th Anniversary Celebration Committee and Open Day 2023. We invite all of you to take center stage to honor us with your presence and to light the traditional oil lamp, signifying the beginning of this remarkable event.
Thank you. Now, we kindly request all attendees to unite their voices as we come together to sing our beloved university anthem, a melodic tribute to our shared values, aspirations, and achievements. Let us rise for the university anthem.
Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly request your solemn attention as we observe a moment of silence to honor and remember the past students and the staff of our esteemed university. Let us pause and reflect upon their contributions by observing a minute of silence in their beloved memory.
Thank you. The University of Peradeniya strives to embrace the ever-evolving world and modern technology while staying firmly rooted in its rich traditions. A testament to this commitment is showcased through the theme song created for the university's 80th anniversary. This remarkable composition seamlessly integrates artificial intelligence and human creativity. The song's captivating melody is generated by an advanced AI algorithm, while its lyrics are skillfully crafted by a human. The music is then composed with human intervention, resulting in a harmonious blend. To bring this creation to life, a duet performance featuring both a human singer and an AI bot was recorded. The lyrics, music composition, and accompanying video for this exceptional piece were brought together by Dr. Janaka Vijaykulasuriya from the Department of Electrical and Electronical Engineering at the University of Peradeniya and partially sung by Ms. Isuri Diyavadana from the Department of Fine Arts at the same university.
A shining star, Peradeniya, you've come so far. An oak tree strong, rooted deep, through time's passage, your wisdom seeps. Oh, Peradeniya, beacon of light, guiding my through day and night. From your branches, inspiration showers, 80 years of growth and powers. 80 years of growth and powers.
Thank you, everyone. I invite Professor W.M.T. Madhujit, the Deputy Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, to deliver the welcome speech. Sir, the stage is yours.
Good morning. Reverences, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, Directors of Postgraduate Institutes, Dean of the Faculties, academic colleagues, executive and non-academic staff, distinguished invitees, alumni, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to commence this auspicious moment by heartily welcoming all of you to the Founders' Day celebrations and the Open Day 2023 of University of Peradeniya, which celebrates its 80 years of existence, or rather more specifically 81 years of existence. By the end of the 19th century, ladies and gentlemen, Ceylon was blessed with a well-developed and structured secondary school system. However, there was no higher education institutes in the country. With the formation of the Ceylon University Association in 1906, under the leadership of Sir Ponnambalam Arunachalam, the Ceylon University College was founded on the 1st of January 1921. The proclamation establishing the university was issued on June 9th of 1942, and Sir Ivor Jennings took up the mammoth task of establishing the University of Peradeniya. The governing council of its parent institution, the Ceylon University College in Colombo, recommended a few sites to establish the University of Peradeniya, which later on turned into the famous battle called the Battle of Sites. The University of Peradeniya, originally known by the name University of Ceylon, which subsequently changed its identity 4 times successively, was finally named the University of Peradeniya in 1978. If not for the unwavering courage of Sir Ivor Jennings, especially amidst World War II, floods in 1947, undue delays and bureaucratic hassles, the university would not have been a reality. Founded in 1942, for less than 800 students, as of today, the University of Peradeniya has developed into the largest and the most comprehensive and top-ranked university on the island, providing education for over 14,000 undergraduates, 7,000 postgraduates, 8,000 distance learners at any given point of time. The university is organized across 9 faculties, 86 academic departments, 4 postgraduate institutes, 12 centers, and a few dozen faculty-level centers, units, among others. Although the university reached its 80th birthday last year, as I mentioned you earlier, there was no conducive atmosphere in the country for us to hold an event of this magnitude. The Founders' Day provides a golden opportunity for us to commemorate and pay tribute to Sir Ivor Jennings and his dedicated team and their successors, who developed the sapling planted in 1942 into a skyscraping tree. First time in history, a public university in the country opened up its doors to the general public. As an institution run by public money, we thought it's prudent for us to let the others know who we are and what we do. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I very respectfully welcome Professor G.H. Paris, the Honorable Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Sir, your guidance, visionary thoughts, and blessings have been very important to us. Next, let me welcome the leader at the helm, none other than Professor M.D. Lamawansa, Vice Chancellor of the University, who initiated the idea of celebrating the Founders' Day and opening up the entire university to the general public. You have been a tower of strength, and your presence is incalculable, sir. The directors of the PGI institutes, postgraduate institutes, and the deans of faculties, the greatest pillars, as strong as the pillars underpinning the Senate building, you are very cordially welcome to this momentous occasion. I respectfully welcome the council members who will steer around the university safely in a quite challenging time. Heads of the academic departments, directors of centers and units, and my fellow academics. You are most welcome to this memorable occasion, and your presence is a great encouragement for us. I warmly welcome the acting registrar, Mr. Mahinda Ekanayaka, the Bursa, Mr. Arampat, and the librarian, Mr. R. Maheshwaran, to this magnificent event. You are so important to us. The academic support staff, the registrars, Bursas, executive officers, the chief medical officer and other medical officers, works engineers, curators and their staff. Your presence has added extra colors to this event. I extend a warm welcome to all non-academic staff, members, many of whom are still working on the ground outside of the Arts Theatre. You are most welcome. The former vice chancellors of these eminent institutions, I can see 5 of the greatest leaders here in front of me. It's you who provided the vibrant leadership to the university after Sir Ivor Jennings, bringing up this university to the highest level of glory, sirs. Your presence is incalculable. The president, secretary and other office bearers and alumni joining on the ground, some of whom descended from far distant places, starting very early in the morning, and those who joined from all parts of the world via cables and satellites. You are very warmly welcome. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome the longest service awardees and their spouses, employees, union representatives, student union representatives, student representatives from all 9 faculties and postgraduate institutes, and other distinguished invitees. Media friends, well, I am running out of words to welcome you, media friends. You have been consistently supporting us. So I warmly welcome all of you, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. You are warmly welcome to this momentous occasion when the university is celebrating its 80th year, the Founders' Day, and the Open Day 2023 for the first time in the history of Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. One of the greatest pillars of strength to this university is its revered Alumni Association. It is with great honor that I extend a heartfelt invitation to the President of the Alumni Association, Professor Rupika Rajakaruna, to grace the stage and address this distinguished gathering.
Good morning, everyone. the chief guest, Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the invited dignitaries, former Vice Chancellors, deans of the faculties, all the other invitees, and ladies and gentlemen. The University of Peradeniya is celebrating 80 years this year. But the formation of the Alumni Association of the University of Peradeniya is only 37 years old. We formed it in 1987. I hope the video is playing. Okay, thanks. It was formed in 1987, and today we have several local chapters, foreign chapters, and faculty associations. So among the foreign chapters and local chapters, there are many active chapters. Colombo chapter has been the very first one to form, followed by Wayamba, Ruhuna, and finally the northern chapter. Then we have extremely active, supportive foreign chapters in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and finally last year we were able to launch a new chapter in the USA. So you all know that all the faculties, actually 7 faculties has their own alumni associations. The 2 latest faculties, the Allied Health faculty and the management faculty, do not have their alumni associations yet. But all the other faculties, they do work with us very collaboratively. So the faculty, the Alumni Association, if we look at the activities of the alumni, can broadly divide into 3 categories. We support or we rather have student welfare. We look into the student welfare, then university development, and then alumni welfare. So looking at the student welfare activities, the awarding of scholarship for merit-based students had been happening from the inception. There had been many perpetual scholarships donated by distinguished alumni of the university. And then we support the needy students by giving studentships. For this, we get the support from, large support from foreign chapters. Then among the student welfare association, student welfare activities, we have been supporting the health center, many centers, and especially the special needs center at the Faculty of Arts. Have donated equipment, and we pay the salaries of the support staff there as well. And then one of the major milestones in the history of Alumni Association is the establishment of the CAPSU, the Counseling and Psychological Support Unit at the Health Center. The idea came from one of the foreign chapter alumnus in Canberra chapter, and this was established with the help of the Faculty of Medicine, Health Center, as well as the alumni who was supporting. Actually, the Canberra chapter still continues to pay the salaries of the counselors at the center. So those are some of the student activities, and we also help to uplift the standards of the hostels. We have recently introduced a plate washing station for the Ramanathan hostel, and there are many other donations done to the health center and the other centers as well. So among the university development projects, this year, actually currently, we are focusing on 2 projects. One is the Green Room project at the Sarat Chandra Open Air Theatre. And then we also focus on the art gallery project, which was initiated somewhere in early 2000. So speaking of the Walla project, everybody has been to the Walla, I suppose. And, but if you look at the current situation in the Walla Green Room is not acceptable for staging drama. So we are collecting funds. We have initiated the process of the Walla and collecting funds. And the second project, which is a larger project, the art gallery project, we need a lot of funds for that. We are going to reach the many alumni globally. And there is a large collection of George Keat paintings as well as many other renowned artists of Sri Lanka. So this collection is right now at the basement of the library. I'm sure some of the paintings will be displayed today at this event, but these paintings, they need a proper place to be housed. So a proposed project has been proposed roughly about 20 years ago. So we raised funds, but we have reinitiated the process to take it off the grounds this year, hopefully to establish a fully fledged art gallery to the University of Peradeniya. In fact, this idea was in the agenda of Sir Ivor Jennings as well, an art gallery to the University of Peradeniya. So the next picture shows how it looks like when it is done. Actually, this is right above the Jayatilaka Pond, which is also known as the University Lake. It's going to be a very spectacular building once it is done. So then we also serve the alumni in various ways. One of the most popular among the young alumni is that the IELTS program, which has been happening for over 30 years. And now we have moved that to the new alumni center at Gatambe. So the young alumni, they register at the IELTS program and they continuously conduct these programs. Another program is, there are many other educational and outreach programs conducted throughout the year. And then we recently established or opened our concept store where you can buy your souvenirs. We used to prepare souvenirs all along, but now it is established with a private partner and a designer. So these memorabilia are available in the store, which is located in Gatambe, old police station, next to the PGIMS. So today we will be launching an official tie for the University of Peradeniya. And then the question, if you are not a member yet, I'm sure most of you are members, ask the question why you become a member of Alumni Association. So basically, it's time to pay back to your alma mater. That has to be the objective and many other. But for actually, when you are a member of the University of Alumni Association, you can proudly say that I have graduated from University of Peradeniya. That is the proud message that I want to give you all. I invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lamavansa, to the stage to accept the tie that we have designed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members and honored guests, this heartfelt invitation goes to Professor M.D. Lamavansa, the Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, to grace the stage and enlighten us with the prospects and the vision for the future.
Respected clergy, Chancellor Sir, Governing Council members, former Vice Chancellors, 5 of them are here, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Deans of Faculties, Directors of Postgraduate Institutes and Centers, Heads of Departments, academic staff, registrar, bursa, executive staff of the university, academic support staff, all non-academic staff, alumni who are here, and also joining with us via online portals, students, invitees, media friends, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In addition to what Professor Madhujit said, let me also express my gratitude for your presence this morning. And also my enormous pleasure at having the opportunity to talk briefly before you about the current and future of the university. The founders and those who went before us paved the way for what the University of Peradeniya is today. We love them all and are so grateful to remember them. The national university system is facing severe challenges, both acute and chronic. There are those who are concerned with the slow pace of transformation of universities and oblivion to societal changes and needs, suboptimal commitment as some see, relevance and the quality of academic programs currently conducted by us, poor discipline, delays in the completion of academic programs due to work disruptions, shortage of state funding, the effects of COVID and economic downturn, acute shortage of staff, to name few. Considering all this, one may think that the future is bleak. On the other hand, many don't think so. If we turn back to see what we have been through, senior members of this audience can remember. The JVP-led revolt in 1971, terrorism that plagued this island from 1983 to 2009, violence that wrecked the country in the 1989-90 era, more recently the COVID and economic crisis. These are just a few of the current issues that all of us are well aware of. The universities, including Peradeniya, suffered during all of this, owing to both direct and indirect repercussions. But we have recovered. I have high hopes, like many others in the country, that we will recover from the current setback as well. However, life cannot go on as usual. At university, we have made some changes, but not enough. We still need to make changes right away before forgetting what we are going through. The university is in the process of recovery. The university managed COVID pandemic extremely well, with a well-maintained COVID care center accommodating hundreds of students at a given time, and staff too. Many of the COVID-related activities, I must say, were supported by our alumni, current staff, students, and also well-wishers. Delays in the academic programs have been mitigated to the best of our ability, but there is a limit beyond which students can compress to compensate for all lost courses and time. The staff persevere to improve the quality of the academic programs and educational environment, resulting in recent external reviews of our programs receiving a grade A. External institutional review that was conducted to evaluate the whole institution from top to bottom a few weeks ago has rated us with A grade. The preparation and involvement of all categories of staff who are represented here in this lecture hall were of high order and praiseworthy. Instead of allowing research to be crippled and limp during these troubled times, more funding was given along with enhanced institutional frameworks, global collaboration, and foreign grants, which led to an increase in research activity. In 2022, a total of 426 research papers were published in international peer-reviewed journals. Research across arbitrarily divided faculty borders is being addressed, and involving multiple disciplines has been given more attention and funding. Community engagement has been expanded, but a lot more to be done. Today's events related to the Founders' Day and Open Day are also in that direction. Working with our alumni has been accelerated. There's a separate office, Alumni Relations Office, to coordinate all alumni relations activities. A database is being developed, and so far, basic data of nearly about 10,000 alumni have been collected. We invite all of you to contact us with information about alumni you know, including those who are no longer with us, to make the list a more complete one. The details will last for thousands of years on our web. AUP is working closely with us and helping us, as Professor Rupika mentioned. The Colombo chapter and PIFA are funding a part-time employment program for our current students, which includes their employment as research assistants. I thank Engineer Dr. Vipula Jayampati, who is coordinating with us, who is a council member. Canberra chapter, who is represented here today, supported us in recruiting psychological counselors, and which was a high priority. Arts 72 alumni last weekend donated 1 million to establish scholarships. Ivor Jennings Endowment Fund has committed to establish Best Leadership Award across all our faculties. What you hear right now, sometimes disturbing us inside, is Hantana Voice, radio channel, online channel, inaugurated this morning and supported by arts faculty alumni. To facilitate alumni activities, the university has provided much needed space in a prime location to establish a concept store. Parallel to this event today, some of my staff are engaging with 100 or so industry partners, engineering faculty side, that we have invited to the university to explore avenues for linking together for mutual benefit. Recent innovations such as COVID masks, COVID test kits, and agricultural products, to name a few, have made the university receive more recognition in the industry. We need to capitalize on these recent innovations. To leap forward, the university needs to expand its human resource skills base, and long-lasting steps have been taken to strengthen the skill base of all categories of our staff. Knowing that capital expenditure is hard to come by, the university made all its efforts to maximize the use of its resources and make functional improvements on top of what these 5 senior academics who are vice chancellors have initiated in this university. I really thank you, sirs, for your contributions to the university. What we are today is thanks largely to you as well. There are continuing, ongoing efforts. DVC initiated a program to align the university with sustainable development goals that happened last year. Consequently, international recognition came a few weeks ago with our ranking by Times Higher Education Impact Ranking, which is the only ranking method targeting SDGs in 301 to 400 category. Overall, the Times Higher Education ranking is maintained between 400 and 600. We had to do a lot of work to maintain at that level while mitigating the effects of COVID and the economic downturn. Of course, this is the highest by any Sri Lankan university and making us among the top 5% of world universities in whatever the scales that we look at. The US Global Ranking, which has recognized only 2019 world universities, producing high quality and high volume research, included only Peradeniya in its list. There are personal accomplishments too, and too many to mention. Dr. Alcadua, who has since left the Faculty of Engineering, pioneered and gave the leadership to establish one of the high-end software for the whole world and targeting the industry. And it will have far-reaching effects, and we congratulate him. And others like CVCD Excellence, and we collect 2 or 3 awards every time. However, there is potential for us to ascend further if we stretch a bit more by all of us, including our alumni. Certainly we can do better and become better. The difference between good and the great, it is said, is just a little extra effort. The senior administration is there to give that extra effort. Although it has not been officially announced, our librarian is here, Mr. Maheshwaran. Our Mahavansa has been given high recognitions by the international agencies, as you heard a couple of days ago. Now let me focus on what is ahead for us in the coming years and what the University of Peradeniya might develop into when it marks its first centennial. Considerable attention has been given by policymakers to making universities more autonomous or semi-autonomous. This will be not just autonomy, but accountable autonomy. Finance control and sustenance and independence too will become the responsibility of the university if this were to happen. Expectations from universities include creating more undergraduate seats, foreign students, postgraduates, impact research, and more collaborations with the industry and society at large. The elevation of some Sri Lankan universities to Tier 1, that is the postgraduate research universities, of the proposed 3-tier system might include University of Peradeniya. The responsibility of you and me, the current generation, is to prepare ourselves, change the systems and mindsets, make the changes ourselves rather than waiting for someone else to do that for us, and be ready to embrace what might come our way, such as the autonomy that we have been begging for so long. In doing so, our deliberations may focus, stemming from the rich history that the University of Peradeniya enjoys, on conceptual premises such as, and to borrow a few words from Chancellor, the University of Peradeniya as an epitome of enlightened and civilized intelligence, a restored residential university with well-established external academic links, enhanced interfaculty curricular and other interactions, and the University of Peradeniya at the forefront of sustainable research. University of Peradeniya is well resourced to embark on long-term planning, and the current governing council, which includes the deans, has the vision and desire to do so. We have among us well-experienced and efficient academics who have been vice chancellors, the deans, and held very important positions to give that leadership. I must mention that the strategic planning that is under operation is spearheaded by Professor Buddhi Marambe, and we have enough people to plan for the future. I believe we who demand others change needs to change ourselves fast. If we don't change and survive the adversaries and more adversaries to come, then the Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is going to be wrong. By planning, we would be able to bring the future into the present to our table so that we could do something about it now, dear staff, students, and alumni, and well-wishers. Dear all, please contribute to the deliberations planned during the next couple of months to generate ideas and develop a roadmap. In realizing the common dream of a better university, the University of Peradeniya needs the assistance of all of you. Dear alumni, the opportunity to serve your alma mater, your alma institution, and show your gratitude to the institution that nurtured you is a blessing. It's a rare opportunity for anybody. How we can do this together can be further discussed at the meeting starting at 11 at the Senate room. Dear current students who are here, representing unions and different faculties and from first years to the final, you are the present of our university and also the future of it. And do your best in the present time to help yourself and the university and country at large with the facilities abundantly available. Dear staff and students, today's event, preparation for recently held institutional review, and recently held convocation are testaments to our ability to march together as one force and as a team for a common goal. I really appreciate the commitment of all of you during these 3 big events we organized recently. In organizing this event, I found a good leader in Dr. Samitha Buddhika, young man, who was put into the deep end to lead the team to organize today's events. I did not disturb him, except if he had any questions or problems, I attended to troubleshooting. You, along with Jetika Ranasinghe, my AR, the Vice Chancellor, have done extremely well, for which high praise is due. Former Vice Chancellors, Professor Kapila Gunasekara, Professor Atula Senaratna, Professor Sarath Tabekon, Professor Pul Disanayaka, and Professor Sarath Tabekon. And I really appreciate your presence once again. And we are working hard to build on the foundations that you all have laid. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here and enjoy the day.
Thank you very much, sir. Up next on our vibrant agenda is a mesmerizing cultural dance performed by the undergraduates of the Faculty of Veterinary Sciences that promise to captivate your senses and transport you to the heart of a rich and diverse cultural tradition.
Thank you for the lovely performance. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed colleagues, it's my great honor to extend a heartfelt invitation to our esteemed chief guest, the Chancellor, Professor G.H. Piris, to grace the stage and share his invaluable wisdom with us today. Let us unite in a resounding applause as we welcome our Chancellor to the stage.
Most Venerable Mahasangha, the clergy of other religions, whom we treat with devotion and respect, your presence here is a source of inspiration to us. Vice Chancellor, I will cut short the long litany of personally referring to various groups of people present here and merely say all those who love, respect and honor this institution. My brief here is to focus on the founder, Vice Chancellor of the university, Sir Ivor Jennings. That's a request I had from the Vice Chancellor and the organizing committee. Now, before starting on that brief, I would like to tell you that there is a very large volume of published literature on our university and Sir Ivor Jennings. It's so large that it is difficult to keep track on what has been written, even in English and Sinhala only. But if we were to focus on the more important sources of information, I would mention first of all Sir Ivor Jennings' own writings, which are quite voluminous, then writings by well-informed members of the intelligentsia of the country, including university teachers. Then we have the creative writings from which we can gain an impression of the relationships between the staff and the students of this university. And may I also mention another thing that all of you probably know, but do not place very much attention to or importance. This is probably the most romantic university in the world, in the sense that more novels, more short stories, more pop songs, more films, more teledramas have been based on this university than any other university I can think of. I mean, just think of the sort of popular affection and attention which those forms of communication has given to our university. Now, it is difficult to keep track for an individual to keep track of such a vast volume of literature, but there is one aspect which I have explored, which ought to be explored better and far more diligently and intensively, which is in the records room of the university, which at the time I explored was in the upstairs of this Arts Theatre lobby. It was actually not a records room, but a document dump, part of it spoiled by a leaking roof, inhabited by according to the watcher who was helping me, inhabited by a long Peradeniya. And I am mortally scared of any kind of snake. And also it is a very dusty place. The moment you pull out a file from that pile, there is a great deal of dust. And if someone is not immune to the dust, it is a major health hazard. But still, for all that I went through, on several days, the files I could pull out from that dump. And it is my good fortune that I came across several documents that ought to be carefully preserved in either in our library or in a museum of the university. They include handwritten documents by Sir Ivor Jennings from his office, drafts which were probably given to the only only person typewriting in his office. Documents addressed to the Prime Minister, to the Minister of Education, Dr. C.W.W. Kannangara, Sir John Kotharavala, who was the Minister of Works, who supervised the construction of these buildings, and a whole lot of others, including the staff, one of which requested the staff to attend convocations. He found that only a few of the staff, as they are today, are interested in convocations. So those documents ought to be preserved. Most of all, very sensitive documents on disciplinary inquiries of the Board of Regents. At that time, the council was called the Board of Regents, and disciplinary inquiries were conducted with all formality. Excuse me. And I would like some water, please. Now, to cut a long story short, the university must devote greater attention than in the past to that vast and valuable storehouse of treasures which must be preserved. Now, coming to Sir Ivor. Now, Sir Ivor and his services in Sri Lanka and this university has been the subject of large number of writings, majority of which I should say are critical, some brutally critical. With language verging on, the unacceptable. And this language was used not by a simple ordinary folk, but those at very heights of the Sinhalese literati. Almost everybody was against this university, against Sir Ivor, other than very few former members of the university, one of which I want to show you here, in defense of the university. This I came across at that book exhibition which is now going on in the city center. I thought it's worthwhile showing this to you. It is called Peradeniya Musavada Avalada. Now, a very interesting document, a big book. Now, from that I learned that almost everybody from sort of time of Piyadasa Siris Sena and very distinguished people, both lay and clergy, have been hostile towards this university. The same thing. But unfortunately, that is the type of reading which is available to the students who have come here, accepting our invitation, and even probably to certain members of the university. So I have to mention that most of those criticisms are completely off the track, completely misunderstanding of what I did and what has been happening to in our university. Now, some of the critics who have a little bit of history in their learning have compared Sir Ivor Jennings to that famous Thomas Macaulay. ඔබතුමන්ට දන්නවද දන්නේ නැහැ තොමස් මැකෝලි කියන්නේ කවුද කියලා. ඔහු තමයි බ්‍රිතාන්‍යයේ අධිරාජ්‍යවාදයේ හොරණෑව. ඔහු ලියලා තියෙන එක සුප්‍රසිද්ධ ලිපියක තියෙනවා අපේ බ්‍රිතාන්‍ය අධිරාජ්‍ය චිරාගත කිරීමට නම් අපි කළ යුත්තේ අපේ යටත් විජිතවල සුළු ප්‍රභූ පිරිසක් ඉංග්‍රීසියට පරිවර්තනය කිරීම කියලා. ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් හිතන, පතන, ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් හැසිරෙන, ඉංග්‍රීසි අනුකරණය කරන, ඉංග්‍රීසි හීනෙන් පවා දකින ප්‍රභූ පිරිසක් ඉදිරිපත් කරොත් අපේ අධිරාජ්‍ය චිරාගත කර හැකි කියලා. ඉතින් මේ අය කියනවා සර් අයිවර් ජෙනින්ග්ස්ගේ අභ්‍යාසයත් ප්‍රයත්නයත් ඒ වගේ කියලා. ඒවා සම්පූර්ණ මෝඩ අදහස්. ඒ නිසා මම කැමති බොහෝ දුරට කල්පනා කරලා බලලා අයිවර් ජෙනින්ග්ස්තුමාගේ මේ රටටත් මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයටත් ලංකා විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ඒ කාලේ කිව්වේ යුනිවර්සිටි ඔෆ් සිලෝන් කියලා. උණු සිදුවුණු සේවාව, මහඟු සේවාව සම්පින්ඩනය කරන්න වාක්‍ය කීපයකට. ඉතින් මාගේ ප්‍රයත්නයෙන් මුගක් වෑයම් කරලා අකුරු වර්ධින්න නැතුව, වචන වර්ධින්නේ නැතුව කිව යුතු නිසා මම ඒක කියවන්න යනවා. මම ඇඳිනගෙන තියෙනවා අනුව ඒක හැබැයි ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් තියෙනවා. He provided the statutory framework for a modern university of post-independent Sri Lanka, which he believed would represent the first stage of development of university education in this country, modern university education in this country, in accordance with its own needs and aspirations, which would change with time. ඔහු නිර්දේශ කරා විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ව්‍යවස්ථාපිත පදනමක් ඒක කාලයත් සමග වෙනස් වෙයි, වෙනස් කරයි කියන අදහසින්. ඔහු සදාකාලිකව චිරාගතව පවතින මොඩලයක් නෙමෙයි ඉදිරිපත් කරේ. ඉතින් ඒක ඔහුගෙන් සිදුවුණු ප්‍රධාන සේවාව කියලා මම ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න පාවිච්චි. දෙවනුව, he directed the establishment of the campus for that university, which he envisioned as durable to last, I'm quoting his own words, for 1,000 years or more, this campus. And that it would serve as an inspiring monument symbolizing the cultural heritage of the nation. He emphasized on that cultural aspect while also accommodating in it the curricular, that is to say, scientific and professional aspect. Now, thirdly, he formulated a draft constitution in Sri Lanka. It was not called a draft constitution. It was called a set of proposals, which eventually became the Board of Ministers submission. Board of Ministers, I refer to it, the State Council Board of Ministers. Board of Ministers submission to the Westminster government as what they demanded as independence for Sri Lanka. So he is in that way the originator of Sri Lanka leaders' submissions to the British government. බ්‍රිතාන්‍ය රාජ්‍යයට ඉදිරිපත් කරපු අපේ දේශපාලන නායකත්වයේ අදහස්. ඔහු ඒ සකස් කරපු ව්‍යවස්ථා කෙටුම්පතෙන් ඉදිරිපත් වුණේ. Then finally, and more important than all else, he campaigned for those demands in Britain. Now I think that is more important than all else for this reason. By the time he came to Sri Lanka, young Jennings had already established himself as a global authority on drafting constitutions with his book on cabinet government in the United Kingdom. That was an epoch-making, monumental work, which you probably know that Britain never had a written constitution, became a part of the basic constitutional procedure of the United Kingdom. By the time he came here, he was already a big man. And during his stay here, that was from 1939 to 42 as the principal of the University College, and thereafter until 1955 as the founder, vice-chancellor of this institution. And soon, almost soon thereafter, when I had the privilege of going to Cambridge for my postgraduate studies, he was the vice-chancellor of Cambridge. And not just the vice-chancellor of Cambridge, the number one university at that time, according to any global rating. Not only that, he was there as a lover of Sri Lanka. He attended our very tiny Sri Lanka Association of Cambridge, which had a membership of about 15 or 20 undergraduates and those like us. And then there were several very important people on the staff of the Cambridge University, like Professor Leach, who became Vice-Chancellor later on, and then others like, say, Bryce Ryan, who was attached to the sociology department here. And that gave us a very special place among the graduate students of that university, where he openly said at an assembly of postgraduate students, about 400 assembly of postgraduate students, almost 90% of which whom were from India, that the degree from most Indian universities is like the HSC examination in Sri Lanka. Now, then at the question time, there was a very big fuss, and somebody said, why do you exempt the postgraduate students from Cambridge from following the tripos Psi 3 courses before they qualify to be admitted to a co-AT program? And he coolly got up and said, because we know that their degree is as good as our degree, so we don't need them to go through another degree at Cambridge. So that is the type of service that Sir Ivor Jennings gave to Sri Lanka. And I mentioned all that because his campaigning for independence of Sri Lanka was more powerful than anything anyone in Sri Lanka, including our late Prime Minister and father of the nation, D.S. Nayaka, could have. After all, they were natives in a colony. But here was an authority, a leading constitutional authority, campaigning for independence in Sri Lanka. So I think we ought to exonerate Sir Ivor from all this trash, uninformed trash, despite the eminence of the literati who leveled that trash. We have to re-educate ourselves on Sir Ivor Jennings. Now finally I am sure I am exceeding my time limit. There are two other things that I want to mention. One is, was Peradeniya University, the University of Ceylon, for which he laid the foundations. Now my answer, based on a lot of reading, is yes. His University of Ceylon is here and nowhere else. I will give you one little bit of evidence which even Professor Lamavansa might not know. That is, that in my survey in the records room, I came across a document which he had addressed to the Minister of Education, Kannangara, in which he says that the University of Ceylon at Peradeniya, completing its first phase of development in 20 and 25 years, will have all the faculties of a major university in Peradeniya. He said some exclusively in Peradeniya, like agriculture, dental science, and so on. Others largely in Peradeniya. And he said that after that initial phase, need demands establishment of a second university in Colombo and Warsaw, which will be called the University of Colombo. So I think that removes doubt about his wanting Peradeniya to be the University of Ceylon. Another bit of information which you might like to know. There is Professor Amal Jayawardene, one of our former students, permanent staff of the University of Colombo, who has written a eulogy for late Sir Ivor Jennings, in which he says University of Ceylon was in Colombo. Now, as evidence for that, he says that on the 1st of July 1983, exactly 80 years ago, Sir Ivor Jennings hoisted the Sri Lanka flag outside on the lawn of College House. So he says that symbolizes the fact that it was Colombo that Sir Ivor Jennings was university. So I was very intrigued by it, and I searched further, even making a trip to Colombo for looking at. The reality is this: where that flag was hoisted was at a meeting of the new entrance to that faculty, to that university, numbered about 150, where Sir Ivor Jennings delivered a welcoming address. And to make that occasion ceremonial, he hoisted the University, the Union Jack. So that had nothing to do with founding a university. It was just the Vice Chancellor's welcoming address to some new entrance to the University of Ceylon. It happened on 1st of July 1943, exactly 40 years from today. Now, another thing is that what were the essential characteristics of the University of Ceylon? He envisaged. He wanted this university campus within the municipal limits of Kandy, not in Peradeniya, in the southeastern periphery of the Kandy municipal area, not on the other side of the river, which was Peradeniya and Peradeniya. That was not the part of the university campus of Professor Ivor Jennings. It came later, but that's too detailed to tell you why it came later to the other side of the river. But he wanted the university to be there and on the slopes of the Hangtana range. Then he wanted to be or continue to be the leading university in the world, not in South Asia, not in Sri Lanka, but in a large part of the world. Especially, he refers to the Afro-Asian continent. And that is true because later on, in every constitution made in about 18 countries during the course of the period of the world, referred to as the period of decolonization, he was the chief legislator, including the actual drafting of certain constitutions. About 18 countries that was liberated from colonial rule during the 50s and the 60s after us. Then, very shortly, he wanted the University of Colombo to establish either within the metropolitan area or in proximity to it. That's a secondary university. And, these three essential characteristics of the University of Ceylon: autonomy, then residential, and unitary. He emphasized the unitary part, indicating that this university, the control of this university will be centered in this university and not fragmented to a Colombo location and a Peradeniya location. So in those 4 words, I wish I had the time to make this address in Sinhala, but I didn't want to make it. Thank you very much for the patience with which you listened.
Thank you, dear sir, for your invaluable advices. As we move forward with our program, we have arrived at a significant moment of recognition and appreciation. It is now our privilege to present you the longest service awardee list to our outstanding academic and non-academic staff members. These dedicated individuals have demonstrated exceptional commitment, innovation, and contribution to our university's mission.
Distinguished Vice Chancellor, esteemed Deputy Vice Chancellor, and respected Deans of the 9 faculties, we kindly request your presence on stage as we embark upon a moment of recognition and appreciation. We invite you to join us in honoring the exceptional achievements of our academic and non-academic staff members whose unwavering dedication has propelled our institution to new heights. So now I invite the Vice Chancellor to present the awards to the deserving recipients. The longest service award under the academic category goes to Professor W.M.S.P. Veerakon. The longest service award under the category of library goes to Miss UGCC Gamage. The longest service award under the academic support category goes to Mr. A.N.M. Salgado, Instructor, Department of English Language Teaching, Faculty of Arts.
The longest service award under the executive officers category goes to Mr. A. M. Gunaratna Banda. The longest service award under the clerical and allied category goes to Miss KKCA Herat. The longest service award under the technical and allied grade category goes to Miss YMUKY Silva. The longest service award under the skilled grade category goes to Mr. W.M.M. Indraratna. The longest service award under the semi-skilled grade category goes to Mr. N.W.G.U. Jayavardhana. The longest service award under the non-skilled grade category goes to Mr. H. M. Sunil Ratna. Thank you, dear sirs and madam, for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the remarkable individual, Dr. Samit Buddhika, coordinator of the 80th Anniversary Celebration Committee and Open Day 2023, whose steadfast guidance and dedication have led us to this momentous achievement. With immense gratitude, we invite the anchor of our success to take the stage and deliver the vote of thanks. Sir?
A very good morning to you all clergy, dear Chancellor Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, DVC Sir, former Vice Chancellor Sir, and heads of deans of the faculties, members of the council, and directors of postgraduate institutes, heads of the departments, dear registrar, library, Bursa, librarian, and all academic staff and non-academic staff members present here, and distinguished guests, faculty members, staff, and students, and alumni of the University of Peradeniya, dear ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today filled with immense pride and gratitude as we gather to celebrate the Founders' Day, the 80th anniversary of the University of Peradeniya. On behalf of the entire university community, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to each and every one of you for joining this momentous occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest appreciation to our esteemed dignitaries and special guests who have graced us with their presence. Your presence, your support today not only serve as a testimony to the importance of this institution, but also inspired us continuing striving for excellence in education and research. To the founders of the university, the visionaries and pioneers of the University of Peradeniya, we owe a debt of gratitude for their foresight and determination in establishing this esteemed institution. Their commitment to providing quality education and fostering intellectual growth has laid the foundation for generations of students and scholars to thrive. I would like to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of the faculty members, the deans, and all staff members and non-academic staff members. Your unwavering commitment to the academic excellence, mentorship, and research have transformed countless lives and contributed significantly to the development of knowledge in various fields. Your passion for teaching and your tireless effort in shaping the minds of your students deserve our deepest appreciation. To the students of the University of Peradeniya, you are the lifeblood of the institution. Your enthusiasm, curiosity, and pursuit of knowledge are the driving forces behind our academic community. Your commitment to the learning, engagement in extracurricular activities, and contribution to society make us proud. We are confident that you will carry the values instilled in during your time at this university and make positive impacts on the world and the society. We must also recognize the invaluable support provided by our alumni of University of Peradeniya. As an ambassador of this institution, you have made your mark in various professional fields and have brought honor to our university. Your accomplishment serve as an inspiration to current and future students, motivating them to reach new height of success. I would like to also mention the office, the staff of the Vice Chancellor's office staff, Deputy Vice Chancellor's office staff, Registrar, Bursa, Librarian, and the Curator, and the Maintenance Unit, Webmaster and the team, and all the students who have performed here today. And also like to thanks our Jennifer and Bhatia for their announcement and our ushering team. And also not to forget our media friends, Pera-loving media friends. I also would like to take this opportunity. We have what you are hearing outside is the Open Day 2023 parallel to this. Our sponsors of the events also, the main sponsor of the event is Tokyo Cement Group. And we have co-sponsors, BOC and the R-City Hospitals. And also Mr. Sahil from the Ivo Jennings Endorsement Fund. And I would like to greatly appreciate those who are helping the event in personal capacity. Dr. Engineer Vipula Jayampati, our council member, providing financial support, and also Engineer N. Marikar for his personal financial commitment to the event. Finally, I would like to extend our gratitude to the organizing committee, all of my friends and staff of the ARO office, and the countless volunteers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make these Founders Day and the Open Day a success. Your effort, dedication, and attention to detail have created an atmosphere of joy, and that will be cherished for years to come. As we reflect on our rich legacy of the University of Peradeniya, let us also look towards the future and hope and optimum. 19 years later, we will be celebrating 100th year anniversary. Let us continue to strive for academic excellence, foster innovation, and contribute to the betterment of our society. Together, we can create a brighter future and build upon the strong foundation that laid by pioneers in this institution. Thank you, sir and madam. Once again, I extend heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for joining us in celebrating this momentous occasion. Your presence today is a testimony to the significance of the University of Peradeniya and the transformative impact it had on the countless life. Thank you, and may you continue to be guided by the light of knowledge and spirit of the preservation. Long live the Garden University, University of Peradeniya. I wish you a very good day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. With this momentous ceremony drawing to an end, we commemorate the end of the inauguration proceedings, filled with hope, promise, and the anticipation of a brighter future. Let us now rise for the national anthem.
Thank you, everyone. With the inauguration ceremony coming to an end, we kindly invite our esteemed audience to explore the Senate and other university areas where you can immerse yourself in the rich history, culture, and academic excellence that defines this institution. Thank you. Please note that there is a designated area for refreshments at the front lobby of the Arts Theatre, where you can enjoy a selection of treats and beverages.
There is a special announcement for our Alumni Association. The Vice Chancellor would like to have a discussion with the members of the association, including the former Vice Chancellors, at 11 at the Senate room. Thank you.